What's up, guys? Welcome to the House of Entrepreneurs, where we help others pursue entrepreneurship. Now today I want to save you some money, but before we get into it, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like and share our content. Thank you so much. Now, have you heard people say there is more month left than the money they have? That's because maybe they paid off some bills, they paid off rent and transportation and all these bills that they had to pay, and they didn't have any money left, and maybe this is just the 5th of the month, and so that's why they had to say there is more month left than the money. But today I want to get into a conversation that I think if we can do these things, then you are going to save some money. You're going to see back some money in your wallet. You're going to see money in your account. And the first thing that I want to talk about is create a budget. I want you to create a budget. When you create a budget, let's say at the beginning of the month, you say, okay, this is how much is coming in at the end of the month, and these are the bills that I have to pay. When you create a budget, it allows you track your expenses. It allows you see where the money is going. And I've heard people say that, oh, if I budget, then I won't have the flexibility to do what I want. In contrast, I want to say that might not actually be true. But when you create a budget, it actually allows you to spend money in a way that doesn't really make you feel guilty. Let's say if you have $1,000 coming in at the end of the month, you say, okay, out of this $1,000, I want $50 or $10. I want to have a cup of coffee or a plate of whatever it is. $10 towards food, $10 towards entertainment. You find that even though you're not doing it so many times in a month, but at least you give yourself at least $10 to treat yourself. And so when you budget, it helps you track your expenses. It helps you understand your money habits. It helps you understand your money beliefs. All these things that I've talked before in the previous video. And so I want you to create that budget. When you create that budget, you will start to see you saving back some money in your wallet and in your account. The other thing is avoid impulse buying. You know, I used to own a retail store, and someone would come in and they just looking around. They didn't have plans to buy, and they would spot something nice and they would say, you know what, keep this one for me, let me put a deposit, I'll come back and pay. And so I would do the same. Now, of course, for me as the owner of the business, that's good business for me, that would work for me. But I would, at the end of the, you'd find that at the end of the month, there are so many people that you have to collect money from, and I didn't like that business model, and so I had to stop that. So you either had the money to buy something or you didn't have money to buy something. But why? That's because people were buying from an impulse mode, and when you stop buying impulsively, then you're going to start seeing some money in your account and in your wallet. The other thing is that's going to save you some money is comparison shopping. When you need a service or a product, don't just accept like when someone tells you this particular service or product is $100, don't just take them for their word. I don't care whether it is what. Look around. Look at their next door neighbor. How much are they selling that service? How much are they selling that product? Is it higher or is it lower? That is going to save you some money. The other thing that I want you to do is have a no spend month. Have a no spend month, a month where after you've covered all your 4 walls, after you've covered the basic needs, after you've covered food, shelter, transportation, and clothing, pack it there and say, okay, now that these are covered this month, I am not spending anything else. I'm not spending money on entertainment. I'm not spending money on restaurants. I'm not spending money on gym, whatever it is. Have a no spend month. Of course, like spread them out. Say, okay, if this is January, I will have a no spend month, and then next month maybe I can be flexible. The other month, no, like that. Keep doing those things, and you find that you are saving some money in your wallet and in your account. The other thing that's going to save you some money is DIY projects, the do-it-yourself projects. If you think you can do something, let's say fix something at home, those home repairs. If you think you can do it, or if you think you're quick learner and you can get the knowledge from YouTube, just Google whatever it is, and instead of paying $200, $300 to someone to come and fix it for you, do it yourself, and then you'll be saving some money. The other thing is that I want you to, that's going to save you some money, is I want you to write a sticky note, or maybe, I don't know whether, look for a creative way to put around your wallet, either sticky notes of something that either says, do I want this now? Is this a priority? Is this important right now? I want you to be creative. Look for something that, especially for impulsive buyers, I want you to do that. And when you touch, the moment you're going to buy something and you look at your wallet and it's asking you, is this a basic need or is it a want? Do I really want it, or is it really a need? Is this a priority? When you put that on your wallet, every time you're going to buy something, it will give you a moment to think through. And so you can either say, you know what, maybe this is a want. Let me wait another 24 hours and see. Or maybe let me sleep on it, If you're going to spend some good money, let me hold back, When you do that, it's kind of like a funny way of just tricking you, but I'm sure that's going to help you save some money and keep some money in your wallet. Of course, now saying all these things, it sounds like an easy thing, like, did you see how I was saying, have some no spend month, like, of course that's not easy, like being there and okay, this month I'm not going to spend any money. Those things are not easy. Those habits are not easy. Create a budget. And also, coming back to creating a budget, I want you to create that budget, to stay consistent with the budget for at least 90 days. I want you to budget for at least 90 days, because the first month you might not realize it. The second month you might not realize that you're actually saving some money. But on the third month, it's going to hit you and you're going to see that, okay, I've been saving some money. And for me, usually at the beginning of the month, me and my wife, we sit and say, okay, how much money is coming in? How much money is going out? Are there things that we are anticipating on spending? Those things, it helps us align so well, and usually we have money left, by the end of the month. Now, of course, I know, yes, the way I'm talking, these things take time. They need self-discipline. You need to be someone who is ready to be disciplined in this area. But if you're going to win with money, anything with money, you have to be self-disciplined. You have to always think through, think long-term goals. Think, okay, am I consuming some money now that would have benefited me 10 years from now or 15 years from now? When you ask yourself those questions, it sobers you up from just buying whatever you want. Oh, I'm hungry today, let me just spend $10 to Starbucks and buy a coffee instead of making coffee at home. Those things, making coffee at home, or doing meal plans, or preparing food instead of always buying food at work. Why don't you make food at home and pack it and take it to your workplace? When you start practicing those habits, it helps you start saving money, and I'm sure this is going to be something that you look back and say, hey, I can't even believe that I have some money left. I have, instead of saying I have more month left than the money, you'll be saying I have more money left than the month, which is a good thing, And of course, I want you to create a plan. I want you to create a plan with these things, create financial goals. When you create a plan, it helps you stay focused on the things that otherwise you would have spent that money on something else. When you create a financial plan, a plan, it helps you hit your financial targets well, because then instead of, let's say, using that $10 or on a cup of coffee, there's something that you've already put down that you need to hit. Maybe it's a financial goal, and so instead of using extra money on something else, there is already things that you need, that you've already written down that you will need to use that money for. And so create that plan, create a financial plan. Say, okay, this month this is how much is coming in, but I have a mortgage, I have this, and I have this. It's already planned. When you have a surplus with these things, you already know where the money is. You already know where to put the money. Instead of when you have a surplus, you say, okay, now I'm going to buy a new pair of shoes. Create a plan, a financial plan, and that's going to help you save some money. And of course, the other thing is automate your payments. When you automate your payments, it helps you avoid the temptation of using the money onto something else. Let's say if you have $1,000 coming in, okay, you already know, okay, 100 is going to tithe, 100 is going to the mortgage, 100 is going to to saving. When you automate the money, it helps you avoid the temptation of using that money on some other things. Go to the bank and say, you know what, I want to put an automation onto my account to these things, and put their accounts in, and that's going to help you save some money. Now, of course, I want you to, if you're married, or if you're married, then of course make sure that your spouse is on board. If you're single, seek some support. Get someone to help you be accountable. Say, okay, call someone and say, you know what, I want to save this much by the end of the month, or I want to start budgeting. Can you please help me be accountable? Can you please be checking on me on how far? And every time you have someone who is checking you on you and asking you the hard questions, then the way to behave, because then you're like, okay, I don't want to really disappoint this person who I have given the right to ask me whatever that it is about my money. And that is going to help you save you some money. So I know this is like really short, but I felt like I should come to you and encourage you to do these things. Of course, there are so many ways. There are so many ways that people have been spending, can save you money that I have not even gotten into. Like, let's say cutting your reducing your subscriptions, because you find someone has like 10 subscriptions. They have subscription for Netflix, subscription for Amazon Prime, subscription for whatever it is, Spotify, YouTube, all these things. And you find someone is paying $200 on subscriptions. Why do you need 10 streaming channels or whatever? Can't you just have one, or that you think is going to be beneficial to you? All these things, there are so many things that we didn't get through. Yeah, but I'm just trying to open up your mind and say, hey, if you can start budgeting, it will help you look for ways on how to start seeing some more money in your account. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and like and share our content. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next episode.